The damage done by this case and the method that it was legally processed is incalculable. It's about injustice. It's injustice to the victims, injustice to the community, and it's caused fear. It's allowing people with criminality to hide within the justice system and then be protected because they don't believe that democracy and the rule of law is worth defending.
Clydach murders saw multiple suspects investigated, 2 murder trials, an appeal, several re-examinations of evidence, as well as documentaries and books written about the case. What happened on the night of the murders in Clydach? Doris Dawson, age 80, her daughter Mandy Power, age 34, and her daughters Katie, age 10, and Emily, age 8, were found dead by firefighters at their home in Clydach near Swansea in June 1999. All 4 had been bludgeoned to death with a heavy metal pole weighing just over 3 kilograms before Mandy was placed in a bath laced with oxybleach to destroy all DNA evidence on her corpse before being sexually violated, and then the house was set on fire. The perpetrators wanted to get rid of the evidence. The killings made national headlines and horrified the village of Clydach near Swansea, and not just for the brutality. It rapidly emerged that Mandy was involved in a relationship with a police sergeant's wife, a male police officer who himself had an identical twin brother who was the local police inspector who had gone on a mysterious lone patrol on the night of the murders and was the first senior officer at the scene the next morning. However, he did not follow procedure. Then sensationally, all 3 police officers, Stephen Lewis, his brother Stuart Lewis, and Stephen's wife Alison Lewis, were arrested and repeatedly interviewed on suspicion of murder, and the twin brother Stuart for allegedly trying to pervert the course of justice. Stephen Lewis's fingerprints were found on 2 used matches, and his wife Alison Lewis's DNA was found on Mandy's corpse, which had only just been processed in a DNA wiping bleach bath. Since Stephen Lewis's fingerprints and Alison Lewis's DNA, which was found on Mandy's corpse, the alibi that they provided for each other was illegal. Key defence witness Louise Pugh has always maintained that she believes that Alison Lewis is innocent and was set up. Another piece of evidence which justifies Louise's position is the fact that Louise Pugh posted the Armageddon video through 9 Kelvin Road on the 26th of June 1999, later found in Stephen Lewis and Alison Lewis's home. However, none of them were charged, and ultimately it was another suspect who described himself as an intimate friend of Mandy was tried and convicted. Louise was the 16-year-old girl who was living with Mandy, Doris and the girls at the time of the murders in June 1999. She'd been living there for 6 months at that time. Louise would have been murdered too had she not accidentally fallen asleep whilst babysitting for Doris's sister at Penedre Road. Here's Louise's horrific story.
We lived in Penedre Road. That's where we met Doris, Mandy, Katie, Emily, and Michael. Mandy realised what my mother had been doing. She come back with money after being working, all in different places. Cardiff, Newport, Bristol, Birmingham, or Wolverhampton, Telford, Gloucester. She'd come back with, well, like I say, wads. That happened to Penedre as well. Doris realised that my mother had been lying a lot. Basically, they'd all witnessed my mother hit me, and she knocked me out on the floor. Broken collarbone. You know the old coal fires you'd have in the council houses? She'd put my hand on it for 5 seconds and take it off, or put me in the shed with the dog, or it was a bath I didn't like. She put a petition and then just hold me in it. Mandy went nuts. Doris went nuts. Mandy got annoyed. And then phoned social services. Social services said I wouldn't be able to go. But Mandy, they said, because she had 2 young kids. She'd just broken up from Michael and she had her mother to look after, so it was a bit too much at the time.
So you went to live with Mandy?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Even though I wasn't meant to, yeah. Third time then was when down in Kelvin Road. Because it was sort of the last straw for well, Doris and Mandy.
That was straight after disclosed about her involvement in
Yeah.
paedophilia.
Yeah.
You had your baby at age 14.
Yeah, Wolverhampton.
You gave birth. Did they give you the baby?
No. I woke up in a hotel.
And what did your mum say? That it was like an illegal birth.
I did ask more questions because Mandy went mental when we got back. Because I'd already arranged with her that she would help me with him. She'd help me so I could go to school, still go to college, still go to work.
How old were you when you had the baby?
14. When Mandy moved down to Kelvin Road, we moved down there as well, next door to her. And my mother told her it's not going to happen again. It's all in the past. It did. And that's when Mandy got annoyed. And then, obviously, my mother shit stirring for her then as well. Franco sort of cottoned on then what she was doing. But then Franco phoned social services then, but nothing happened anyway. Then Doris found out that my mother had lied. So then I moved in with Mandy that New Year's Eve. So she had to make as much trouble as she could then to take the spotlight off her, like. Things didn't go her way. She'd destroy other people. She contacted Mandy Jewell and Mandy's family. So that Mandy had been lying. She used to be violent in the village. A few times my mother had phone calls when she used to go out. Come and get her. She's after someone with a broken bottle again. Or come and get her. She's fighting.
On the 27th, everybody thought it was a house fire.
Yeah, till they came to Alison's, 2 CID officers, I don't know who they were. We were in Alison's and Stephen's house, but they took Alison and Stephen into the front room where there was a big table with chairs. And then Alison came out. Stephen was in a mood. Well, get the fucking lesbians out of my house. Alison was crying. And she said it wasn't a house fire, they were murdered.
When your mother first saw you on the 27th of June, what did she say to you?
And what are you doing here? I thought you were in Mandy. Like, I understood the police had to talk to me, but as I believed it then with the law, because my mother was classed as a witness as well, she shouldn't have been in on my interviews, because I didn't want her there anyway. She wasn't even legally P.I.I., Irish Chris, some people used to call her. She knew if she threatened me to shut up, I had to keep my mouth shut, not tell them certain things. They knew about the video, they knew about everything. Special branch arrested him in Neath. They took him to Neath police station, stripped him down to his pants, questioned him about the IRA. Do you know something about your partners connected to the IRA? Well, his partner at the time was my mother.
In September 1999, Martin Lloyd Evans appeared on Crime Watch, appealing for the identification of the female who was seen going into 9 Kelvin Road at 12:45 a.m. This was the same time that Rosemary Jones heard somebody being dropped off at 9 Kelvin Road. Just 13 minutes later, according to the time on Mandy's watch, this is when Mandy's body was processed in the oxy bleach to eliminate all DNA. The female from the Crime Watch presentation was never identified. However, she does bear a striking resemblance to another female perpetrator involved in a honey trap which lured British soldiers to their death. The female perpetrator involved in both cases has never been identified, yet Louise Pugh recognises both wanted pictures as looking like her abuser.
So the P.I.I. Public Interest Immunity ex-parte clause was illegally used to protect criminals. If there were terrorists involved, police officers involved, and police informants involved, it still does not give you the legal right to hold information that would prove a person's innocence. They made a legal statement in front of 2 trials, and they said they waived privilege. The privilege is the P.I.I. So this is open access to those documents now. The Crown has said we allow it. So there's no argument. The case shall be quashed. People who were criminals through DNA forensics broke the law, perjury, perverting the course of justice, abuse of power, abuse of process. They're stripped of their MBEs, they're stripped of their pensions, then they are placed in jail. Because if you want to repair society, the punishment must be greater than the crime. It's one hell of a read. Once they start reading it, you won't be able to stop. It's shocking, absolutely shocking.
The truth needs to come out because they're going to carry on doing it to people and they carry on getting away with it.
Ensure all your family sign the petition at change.org. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr i bawb.